We've all seen a lot of anime characters with amazing superpowers, but there are some anime that stand out for different reasons, including direction, storyline, and character development. When you add a superhero aura that's mesmerizing into the mix, then we really can't stop secretly wanting to have those powers. So here's a list of the top 10 superpower anime of this decade. At number 10, we have Bungo Stray Dogs. The story revolves around Nakajima Atsushi, who's kicked out of his orphanage and now has no place to go. While starving on a riverbank, Atsushi saves an eccentric man named Osamu Dazai from drowning. Dazai is a member of a very special detective agency that deals with crimes and incidents that other authorities won't deal with. They have supernatural powers and deal with cases that are too dangerous for the police or military. After inviting him to solve an incident involving a rampant tiger in the area, which Atsushi was skeptic in agreeing to help, supernatural powers get revealed in him and they decide to invite him to be a part of the agency. The tiger seems to have a connection to Atsushi, and by the time the case is solved, it's clear that his future will involve much more of Dazai and the rest of the detectives.
私の能力はあらゆる他の異能力を触れただけで無効化する。なんだと！これが僕の感情だ。
Number 9 is Mob Psycho 100. 8th grader Kageyama Shigeo has psychic abilities and is nicknamed Mob for lacking a sense of presence. Although he looks inconspicuous, he is in fact a powerful esper. He could bend spoons and lift objects with his mind from a young age, but as he grows older, Mob realizes that his psychic powers are strengthening and becoming more dangerous. Choosing to suppress his power, the only thing he wants is to become friends with a girl in his class named Tsubomi. To avoid his power getting out of control, he constantly lives under an emotional shackle. To gain control of his skills, Mob finds himself under the wing of Arataka Reagan, a con artist who exploits Mob's powers. Mob wants to live a normal life, but a barrage of trouble keeps coming after him. With the suppressed emotions growing inside Mob, his power may break through its limits.
僕は最低だ。
なんだそれは。俺の剣。メ
リオダス、あなたは本当に
本当に貴様。
At number 8, it's 7 Deadly Sins. The 7 Deadly Sins were once an active group of knights in the region of Britannia who disbanded after they supposedly plotted to overthrow the Leon's kingdom. Their defeat came at the hands of the Holy Knights, but rumours persist that these legendary knights, called the 7 Deadly Sins, were still alive. 10 years later, the Holy Knights captured the king, becoming the new rulers of the kingdom. Nanatsu no Tsuzai follows the adventures of Elizabeth and her search for the 7 Deadly Sins. With their help, she wants the kingdom back and to find justice.
7つの大罪、憤怒の罪、ドラゴンシー、メリオダス。
At number 7, we have Magi. The story set in an alternate recreation of the ancient old world with several regions and nations that resemble real-life counterparts from that time. There are also several magic castles full of treasures and traps known as dungeons, and each of them is the lair of a powerful magic being, a djinn. Individuals that manage to overcome the trials of a dungeon and earn the allegiance of its djinn are known as dungeon capturers. Dungeons are said to be the work of Magi, a class of rare magicians who also help people build their empires by guiding them to a dungeon. A boy called Aladdin travels the world with his friend Ugo, a jinn that Aladdin can summon with his flute. He then meets Alibaba Saluja, a young man aiming to one day explore the nearby dungeon Amon and claim its treasures. Aladdin and Alibaba eventually become friends, taking the first step in an epic adventure that will decide the fate of the world itself.
なぜなら私は平和の象徴なのだから。
Number 6 is My Hero Academia. In a world where people with superpowers known as quirks are the norm, Izuku Midoriya has dreams of becoming a hero despite not having a quirk. From an early age, his only dream is to be a superhero, as he's always looked up to All Might, the world's greatest hero. After being the only one to try and save his childhood friend Katsuki Bakugo from a villain, Izuku meets All Might, who bestows upon him his own quirk, One for All. He chooses Izuku to be his successor, making him the 9th owner of the quirk One for All. He's initially very skinny, but has gained an array of well-developed muscles after his 10 months of extensive training with All Might. The story follows Izuku's entrance into UA High School, a prestigious high school famous for cultivating the next generation of superheroes. As Izuku and his new friends try to balance their hero training with ordinary school duties, they must face new challenges and the looming threat of an evil organization established by All Might's arch nemesis, All for One.
Da, 誰じゃね君は。
俺はヒーローをやっているものだ。先生。
At number 5 we have One Punch Man. This story revolves around Saitama, who chooses to be a hero as his hobby. In a world of superhuman beings, Saitama is a unique hero. He's trained himself and grown so strong that no enemy is able to defeat him in battle, to the point that he can effortlessly defeat any opponent with a single punch. Now that it's become so easy, he's bored with his superhuman power and frustrated at the complete lack of strong opponents that can challenge him. He displays a laid-back attitude to everything, and for the most part, he finds his overall hero life pointless. Then comes Genos, a 19-year-old cyborg who wishes to be Saitama's disciple. Saitama joins the Hero Association in order to gain official recognition with Genos, and there begins the adventures of One Punch Man, an ordinary yet extraordinary hero.
俺の町に落ちてんじゃねえ。
紫外線の照射量をもっと大きくしろ。
At number 4, it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is one of the most outrageous and joyous series you'll ever watch. You owe it to yourself to experience it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the story of the Joestar family, starting with Jonathan, a mild-mannered Englishman who strikes up a rivalry with Dio Brando, his adopted brother. Because of a cursed mask, Dio becomes a powerful vampire and Jonathan swears to stop him. After learning a fight move called the Ripple, which allows Jonathan to kill vampires by punching the sun into them, he goes on a quest to defeat Dio for good. How does this already weird concept get weirder, you ask? Well, you're in for a ride. On the whole, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is melodramatic and action-packed. You should definitely give yourself the gift of seeing it yourself.
目覚めたまえ、我が主たちよ。
お前らなんかきっとリヴァイ兵長が。
At number 3 we have Attack on Titan. 2,000 years from now, mankind was nearly exterminated by tall, monstrous humanoid creatures called Titans. Humans survived by walling themselves in a city protected by extremely high walls, even taller than the biggest of Titans. These giants killed humans for pleasure, not out of hunger. They instinctively attack and eat humans on sight. To ensure their survival, humans lived within defensive barriers and hadn't seen a Titan in over 100 years. Teenager Eren and his sister Mikasa witness something horrific as the city walls are destroyed by a colossal Titan, reigniting the fight for survival against the man-eating abominations. After witnessing this, Eren joins the brutal war against the Titans and vows that he will murder every single Titan and take revenge for all of mankind.
さあ、いざ行こうぞポケファラス。ライダー。彼方にこそ栄えあり、届かぬからこそ挑むのだ。波動を歌い、波動を示す。この背中を見守る進化のために。
Number 2 is Fate Zero. The Holy Grail War is a contest founded by the Ainsburn, Matau and Tosaka families centuries ago, in which 7 mages summon 7 heroic spirits to compete to obtain the power of the Holy Grail, which grants a wish to each member of the winning duo. With the promise of granting any wish, the omnipotent Holy Grail triggered 3 wars in the past, each too cruel and fierce to leave a victor. Fate Zero is the story of the 4th Holy Grail War. The much-hated Margus killer Kiritsugu Emiya, a man who's sterner and more merciless than anyone else, is hired by the Ainsburns. Now Kiritsugu faces off against 6 other participants, each fueled by unique desires and ideals. Kiritsugu finds his greatest opponent in Kirei Kotomine, a priest who's trying to discover his true nature in his quest to find the Holy Grail.
虫が上から物言ってんじゃねえぞ。
And finally, at number 1, we have Hunter x Hunter. Gon leaves his home on Whale Island determined to become the best hunter possible in the hopes of finding his father, who was a hunter himself and had long ago abandoned his young son. To become a hunter, he must pass the hunter examination, where he meets and befriends 3 other applicants, Kurapika, Leorio and Killua. The 4 of them take the hunter exam, notorious for its low success rate and high probability of death. Throughout their journey, Gon and his friends face a lot of hardships and confront many monsters and creatures. In the process, they learn what being a hunter truly means. Can these 4 pass this formidable hurdle to become the best hunter in the world, and will Gon eventually meet his father? Well, watch the anime and you might just find out. So what do you guys think of this list? If there are any particular videos that you want us to create, then comment below and let us know, and of course, leave a like if you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't and hit the notification button so you never miss our new uploads. We'll see you next time on ViniTube. Goodbye.